Welcome back to Passages in Pranayama, where we explore some type of philosophical teaching and kind of break it down. Hopefully, it's simple terms, and then we get into a little bit of breath work and meditation. So I want to focus on Sutras 117 and 118, Yoga Sutras 117, 118, that is. And, you know, I feel as though I need to go through all of the Yoga Sutra at some point. And as a matter of fact, on my channel, we actually do have kind of a quick synopsis of each section of the Yoga Sutra. So this in itself is actually a section, but just kind of expanding on it a little bit. So Yoga Sutra 117 and 118. At this point in the Yoga Sutra, we've Yoga Sutra, you know, I think it's pretty critical. It's the section that deals with practice and detachment. And, it's kind of odd because we go from practice and detachment from 112 to 116, and then all of a sudden we get into this section that can seem very lofty, less practical. But in actuality, I mean, it explains a lot, explains a whole lot, and actually gives us great insight into how to kind of better focus our minds. And as a father, I have a now 9-year-old, it it helps me teach her how to teach herself to stay focused. All right. So let's begin. All right. Let me see. I have my hand in, and I'll give a shot at the Sanskrit of it. Here you go. So 117, Vitarka, Vichara, Ananda, Asmita, Ruganugamat, Sapranyata. And this is really the word I've been contemplating. I missed last week because I was away, but Sampranyata Samadhi is, and Asampranyata Samadhi are really two very, very interesting concepts. They fascinate me, as a matter of fact. If I can just give you a little peek into them, it is said and read somewhere some time ago, the second or third century, kind of early Christian schism between those who believed that Christ. I brought this up in the last passages of Pranayama. Those who believe that Christ was the only one that could achieve that state, and those who believe that anyone could achieve it. And of course, too. So it's kind of weird here that I'm using, candle gazing is a big one. There's the candle itself, which is an object and something quite tangible. But for a lot of us, we don't understand how fire is created, and therefore it is more subtle and harder for the mind to actually grasp. So the candle itself and the flame are two really good examples of Vitarka and Vichara. Now, Ananda, we go even more subtle here. Ananda really means like bliss, this supreme joy, right? So here we've removed anything of kind of material, and instead have now focused the mind on something even object, something even more subtle, and we go even further in the next one, right? So in the next one, Asmita, Asmita, essentially is ego. In this case, though, where it is about the I that is connected to, that has the ability to identify with the supreme, right, reality, right, the supreme reality, or God, or again Buddha, whatever you want to call it. Right? Now there's separation here, as I mentioned, right? There's separation between this self, right, my capital S self, and the self of Brahman, right? The supreme ultimate, right? The vast, the Tao, whatever it is you want to call it, right? So there is this separation between the two, but still we have this very deep concentration. Now, remember, samadhi comes up, and if you're familiar with the Yoga Sutra at all, samadhi, of course, is the last limb. Now, I think one of the most practical things that we can take from this is 4 layers of how we can make the mind fit. Right. So the first layer is simply a focus on an object, as we talked about, right? Any old object at all. Now, if you're studying a thing, then you're obviously studying on the material that it is that you are in fact studying. So a lot of commentators will say, okay, focus or attention. We're using that word, focus or attention. Now, with focus or attention, we have this is the first step to get to the next step, which we now jump into the eight-limbed path, right? And we jump to dharana, concentration. So kind of going from focus or keeping the mind fit in a fixed attentive state on a thing, we now deepen that concentration, right? So we go to this like next layer, this next level, if you will. We go even further in the third stage is meditation. And the final stage is samadhi, right? Or being absorbed into that ultimate reality. So, but you can't jump, right? You can't jump the line here. As a matter of fact, you continually work this first step, focus, over and over and over again. Right? And it's as if, like a child learning a language from his or her parents. The language like kind of gradually unfolds over time. The same is so with and as the knowledge, I guess, isn't the best word to use here, of that language continues to unfold, it becomes much more complex. Now, as we learn the basics of focus, right, to be still, to focus the mind on the thing, remove any distractions, and with that deepening focus, naturally we enter into that next step of concentration. Yeah. So think about those steps, right? Focus, attention. Then we go to concentration, right? Dharana, then meditation, dhyana, and then finally samadhi, or absorption, or this deepened concentration. Again, this explanation here, sampranyata samadhi, is just like even a first step. So it even goes further. Okay. So let's get into that next sutra. Here we are. Virama pratyayabhyasa purvaha samskara shesho anyahaha. All right, practicing concentration, contemplation, and meditation on the supreme light of the Purusha, the highest renunciation of matter, is matter. There's something interesting that comes up here, right? Some scar, the mind stuff, the impressions. So, as I mentioned, yes, this we are God. Let's embrace that. No, you got to put the work in to realize it, to achieving that state. Oftentimes, most of the times, translates into a much more peaceful and grounded lower reality, right? This reality here, but not always. Right? A lot of times, the great desire to achieve that state uproots someone, right? So always to keep one foot on the ground. We live in this reality, right? We have to be of it. If you decide to become, the sannyasi, then fine, go to a monastery and do that stuff. But you must be careful, right? Now we can achieve that as a householder, right? As like a hasta, myself. We can achieve that, but we want to bring some of that back. And it's like the whole thing. What would Jesus do, right? We can use that as a if we're trying to achieve the state of Christhood, right? Of the true state of joy that is the Spirit. Then we have to bring some of that back. It's a tough thing to balance because life is going to constantly, kind of impose its will upon you, and things might become a little bit difficult and stressful at times. And how even can you keep your mind? How well can you kind of balance life? And it's not always possible, right? Karmically, we're entangled by, the body itself, the mind itself, the people around us, and our environment. So there's a lot going on. There's no doubt about that. But if we bring that state back with us, right, an ability to remain calm and even throughout, no matter those karmic entanglements, then we are right, doing what Jesus would do, or however you want to frame it. Okay, so um, practice, though. This is another word that comes up here, right? Practicing concentration, contemplation, and meditation. Practicing, people. You got to do it every single day, right? And I suppose this would be a great segue. Let's do it. So in, vinyasa, ashtanga, hatha yoga, in basic mindfulness practices, what do we concentrate on? Like, we might concentrate on like how the body's feeling. We might concentrate on the current state of the mind, but let's not skip over the breath. Right? This is why pranayama can be such a useful tool. That's a wonderful practice. Right? And as you know, I like to keep it pretty simple. Right? Samavriti pranayama. Samavriti, meaning an equal turning of the breath. So we're keeping things balanced. Again, I know. This is basically all I practice, by the way. Samavriti pranayama. I'm not interested in doing a very complex pranayamas. I want to use the breath as a and very balanced emotions and to kind of stabilize the mind. So Samavriti pranayama. Let's do with retentions. Let's do inhale retentions today. So we'll do counts of 6. All right, so if it's challenging for you, of course, you can knock that 6 down to a 4 count. Go at your own pace. I don't ever push it to the point where you feel as though you're gasping for air. Pranayama has those two main outcomes, one of respiratory fitness and the other of deepening concentration, right? And there has to be a balance between those two. All right, set it nice and tight. 4, 3, 2, 1, and inhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 6, 5, 4, 3, two, and one. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, and exhale. Now loosen control of your breath, but focus on it. Right? Next few moments, right? Focus, concentration, meditation, and absorption. There are the stages. Maybe the mind slips into a meditative state. Let's exhale. Deep inhale, shoulders rise. Out through your mouth, exhale. Shoulders roll back and down. All right. I hope it was a good practice. Namaste. Thank you so much. Enjoy your day. Peace.